Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be about why I don't necessarily love veganism. So I know I do have a lot of friends who are vegans and I actually completely respect that. But I really think that I don't always get the same respect back, and I feel like a lot of people who are not vegans tell me that they have the same issue with their friends who are vegan. I don't understand how people who have no medical degrees or even nutrition degrees come to the conclusion that everyone should not be eating animal products and that's what's good for the earth, and that's what's best for everyone's health. It's just a little weird to come to that conclusion and judge other people based off the fact that they consume animal products when you can't back that up scientifically. This year I actually was diagnosed with lupus, and in my experience with lupus, it comes in phases, and it's not like I feel that way all the time, but sometimes for months or maybe a month, whatever the case is, I'll feel horrible. And I was feeling really bad, to be honest. It was really difficult for me to get out of bed, and I was just in a lot of pain and just really fatigued. And one of my friends who found out early on that she has gluten allergy and has dairy sensitivities, told me that I should try not eating animal products for a while, and sometimes that helps people a lot, because she was saying she experienced similar symptoms. So, and for me, for my health, I'm down to try anything, obviously as long as it's healthy. So a month in, I was extremely sick, and at this point I actually couldn't get out of bed for days. And then I started seeing a rheumatologist, asked me certain questions, and they found out that I was trying not to consume animal products, and they told me that that is a bad thing to do for someone who has lupus, because people who have lupus usually need more B12 and have B12 deficiency. That animal products have B12, and that could be why, especially during this lupus attack I was having, that I was feeling even worse, like way worse, by avoiding animal products. This came as a shock to me. The crazy thing is, I went to this place called Gyukaku that day or the next day, and I just had a bunch of meat, and that same day I felt so much better. That same friend that I was telling this experience to, she asked me what my blood type is, and I said O negative, and apparently people with O blood types, I mean, according to this belief, are not meant to be vegetarian or vegan, because that blood type needs animal products. Again, I don't know how true that is, but both those things matched up in my case. So I myself am an example of how not eating animal products would actually be harmful for me, because I really did physically and health-wise feel really bad. So I just, want to share that experience just to let you guys know, first off, not everyone's body and metabolism and needs are the same. So just because veganism and vegetarianism worked for you health-wise and made you feel great doesn't mean that it's gonna make other people feel great. And I'm not saying, hey, just eat meat. To be honest, most of my diet is consists of vegetables and fruits and some grains and meat. So it's not like I'm advocating to go paleo or whatever. So I'm just saying, right now, in terms of evidence, we have the food pyramid, for example, and I'm just confused on why drastically changing that for everybody and thinking that works for everybody, when scientifically there's nothing that supports that right now. And another thing is, I just really, and I know, once again, what are the things that I talk about, this may get a lot of hate or whatever. I really don't understand when vegans and vegetarians say that some of them who don't eat meat say that they don't eat meat and, you know, consume animal products because they care about animals. I really don't think that's true, and I can't see that that's true, because they only care about animals when caring about animals is their way. The thing is, they don't think realistically, and they don't apply caring about animals to current problems and how to make current issues better. For example, if you care about animals, realistically, you have to understand that right now, at least in our current present time, and I really don't think anytime soon that it's going to be anywhere near possible to make consuming animal products illegal, or even just animal meat. So why don't you try to care about animals within the scope of the chances you do have now, which is advocating for a more humane slaughtering of animals when the conditions right now are obviously terrible and, you know, torturous to animals. I just don't understand why, you know, that wouldn't be something you advocate daily and you push for daily and you show action into. You know, you just because you care about animals and you personally don't eat meat or whatever, to be honest, that's really not doing much for animals. And I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but let's be real. Like, one person doing that but not taking real action in terms of politics and like policies in regards to the better treatment of animals, how's that like gonna make a difference, you know? It's not. So I just feel like, you know, words, everyone can say them, but it's about taking action. I just don't see a lot of people taking action, and a lot of vegans and vegetarians are just unfortunately known for, I'm not saying this is all, but I'm just saying my personal experience and from what I've heard around me, they're known for just being super judgmental and putting it down people's throats, that they shouldn't be consuming animal products and how horrible they are for consuming them. So yeah, the next point I wanted to make is, you know, basically that if you care about animals, you should be working towards policies in the better treatment of animals. Just my opinion. Third point is, so actually in UCLA, in my bio class, we actually use this program to calculate the conservative effect on our planet Earth if we don't eat meat. And actually, the difference on planet Earth if we don't eat meat was so minuscule, to be honest. Like, it was like 0.001%, something like that. And so I'm saying it's great if you think something, but we're in 2018 now. Everything is experimentable. You can find out quality statistics and data to back up what you're saying. And if that data doesn't exist, you can explore options on making that data happen, because just saying stuff isn't gonna convince people or isn't gonna show that what you're saying is actually true and supported by facts. Next point I want to make is that people don't understand, there's a lot of hungry people on Earth. Even in the US, there was a billboard up saying 1 in 3 people are hungry. I mean, that's freaking insane. That's like a third of the entire population of the United States. That's insane. And to be honest, one of the reasons is because food is expensive. And why is food expensive? Let's analyze, crops. There's a limitation on the crops that we can produce. Right now, we just can't make enough to feed everyone. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of farmers use hormones and pesticides in order to be able to grow more and more crops to get rid of this issue that we have. So if, for example, I'm advocating for people to stop consuming animal products, obviously now more people are going to consume crops and vegetables. So you're going to have to come up with an answer to how are we going to be able to get rid of this problem of, basically it's a space and it's a space issue and also water and all that stuff, all the things that go into farming. So how do you get rid of this agricultural issue of being able to feed everyone when, you know, now more people are going to be reliant on vegetables and fruits, so basically agriculture and farming. My next issue is, if you care about animals, it's just horribly basic and simplistic to think that the only way animals are affected by humans is consumption, because these, like I just mentioned, in farming there are so many pesticides and hormones used that not only are harmful to us, but are actually extremely harmful to the animals that come and eat these, you know, crops, because that happens all the time. And that's one of the reasons some of these things are used, so, you know, maybe perhaps animals won't find the farmers' crops tasty enough, and, you know, and or it might poison them, because, you know, people don't realize, for example, that when you use insect pesticides, it's actually a poison to us too. So first of all, personally, I'm against using animal pesticides for human health, but so it just, like, the difference is the amount administered. If there was a greater amount of the insect pesticide, then it actually could kill us too. So these pesticides are potentially killing and definitely harming animals, and there's research to back this up. So if you truly care about animals, that's another question to raise, like, how are we going to get rid of that problem of, you know, protecting animals from these harmful products used in agriculture and farming? So I just wanted to bring up these questions and get the conversation going, because to be honest, I'm just tired of veganism and raw blah blah. You know, I love healthy foods, and trust me, from so many vegan YouTubes like Freely and a bunch of other people that like Raw Christina and stuff, I get so many pointers and, you know, benefits, learn about benefits of different foods, and actually incorporate them and eat them and use those recipes in my own life. But to lay out a rule that eating animal products is bad for you and bad for the environment, it's just a very simplistic approach, and I feel like there's other issues that come with this, and a lot of people are unfortunately not exploring those, and unfortunately don't have answers to those. So let me know what you think. If you're a vegan or vegetarian, please do not take offense to this. I'm just letting you know my perspective, and I really hope, you know, more people can provide me with answers to these questions, because even if not now, we're gonna have to deal with these issues at some time. And I would actually love, as someone who consumes meat, I would love for the better treatment of animals in terms of slaughtering and, like, the conditions they're kept in. So yeah, please ignore my mom screaming. She talks extremely loudly, and my ears hurt a lot when she calls me on the phone. So yeah, I hope you guys could still hear me in this video. If you like this, please comment, like, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And thank you so much for all of those who have subscribed thus far. It makes me so happy. I would love to, you know, hear more, interact with you guys in the comments below. So thank you guys for watching, and have a good day, night, whatever.